Welcome back to the
Shit Show.
Brought to you by Shag Mag. Shag Mag is the one, the only digital magazine featuring the hottest women, 100% uncensored.
100% of the time.
That is right, Bex. Are you ready to get into today's episode?
I'm so ready.
Should we really quick?
Bad. I'm like
a whole bottle of wine still on the. You're drinking red wine tonight.
I know. I'm very fancy today. Thank you very much.
Pink is up. Becca is a year older.
I'm a year older and wiser, so I switched to the red wine.
Do you feel wiser? Do you feel wiser? Do you feel?
Yes, I feel extremely wise.
Give us some words of wisdom.
You know when people are like, "Do you feel like? How do you feel? How does it feel?" I'm like, "What the fuck do you think it feels like?" It's like just another
I just
day.
asked you that. She's like,
but do I feel wiser overall?
Give us some good. Look into that camera over there and give us some Becca words of wisdom.
I don't really. Oh my god, this is like really like right on the spot.
Yeah, I know. Well, that's your.
All I can really think about is like, be careful what kind of drugs you do.
Perfect. That goes for Becca's weekend. Okay, let's read.
My weekend went back by really quick.
really, really quick. Okay, here we go. I'll read this comment. It's a pretty good one. J. Andrew. Julie Rose, you're my hero. Julie Rose is the GOAT.
You're like, it's a pretty good one. You're like, whatever. You're like, Julie Rose is my life. I love her so much because she's perfection.
Okay, here we go. Here's another one. Nasty Nash 8, full send. One of the best podcasts ever. You guys aren't just beautiful women, but you're also funny and fun. Just an all-around fun vibe. I'd love to be on the podcast. So much of what you guys talk about, I can say from first-hand experience. I have experienced. Keep the show coming.
Wow, thank you.
Wow, thank you, Nasty Nash. If you guys
we're funny and fun.
If you guys don't know this, the audio is released early on iTunes and Spotify on Tuesdays, so go check it out. Leave us a 5-star review so we can read it. Should we jump right in? We have a special guest, if you guys can't.
Let's dive right in.
Tell by our shirts, but if you're just listening, then you can't see our shirts. We're not wearing any.
Yeah, we're fully
naked for this episode.
People are going to be like, drop the video now.
Just kidding. We are clothed with assholes live forever because they do. They do. We're actually going to find out. Do assholes live forever?
I hope so.
Let's hope so. Let's introduce our guest of the evening, Mr. Kirill. Woo! Do you know that's his real name?
Yes.
Kirill. That's that's a pretty sick name.
Did you just ask, do you know that's his real name?
Yeah.
Yeah, she knows that.
Well, I didn't
just
know
found that out like 2 minutes ago. So, did you know?
Listen, this is show business, baby.
I know. We're all liars.
Yeah, we're all.
We
all
just met.
Yes, literally just met. Oh, nice to meet you. What's your name?
Right hand? Left hand?
Kirill.
How are you? Kirill.
Julia.
Becca.
You're like, what's your name? Kirill?
Kirill. Hi. How are you?
Okay, give us a rundown. I know a little bit, but for those of you just tuning in,
You want me to sell myself?
I want you to sell yourself.
You have 30 seconds.
First of all, I'm alive for everyone that doesn't know that because everyone thinks I'm dead because I've probably been kicked off Instagram or deplatformed more than you.
More than me?
Yeah.
Oh, how many times?
I had so many names. Probably like 10.
10?
10.
Holy shit.
10 times.
What was your biggest account? Like how much did you
Slut
get it
Whisperer?
to? Slut.
It was like at 1.7 million.
Slut Whisperer. That was like, when was that?
The golden era of Instagram. Probably like 2017.
I remember Slut Whisperer.
Does it have to be like slut_whisperer now?
No. I didn't. Now it's just fucking Kirill again. And with like, there's like
how
dog
many
accounts
L's?
with more
How many
followers.
Looking back. Yes, it's me.
Yeah. How many times you're like, it's me again, trying this.
It sucks. It sucks.
Yeah. It's definitely
It's a blessing in disguise. Okay, no,
really,
it's
is
just,
it?
no,
Is it?
I mean, it's
Says who?
I'm trying to look at the positive side of things, okay? No, it's a good thing because one, you have so much people that hate you that they don't agree with what you're doing, which makes what you're doing so great, but it sucks that there's not a platform that allows you to be yourself.
Exist, right.
Yeah.
Well, every time you get kicked off, your audience becomes more radicalized. So they love you more, right? Because you're just like, oh, you're like the martyr.
Yeah.
But the downside is you're interviewing me instead of somebody way more famous. You know what I mean? Like, that's...
Wow.
I'm just being honest.
It's okay. We had Jordan Belfort. Forget this episode.
Yeah.
Tune in
Forget
this
me.
episode.
Forget,
Go
I'm
watch Jordan
literally-
Belfort's episode. No, okay. So you're a slut whisperer.
Yep.
Then what? Okay. How did?
What do you whisper to them?
Yeah. What?
It was more of yelling. than whispering because it was always happening in loud nightclubs. But like, so I got deleted like 8 times.
Okay, no. So I want to know how this slut whisper.
Well, I'm going to tell you.
Yeah. Okay.
So basically, I used to hang out with comedians, dropped out of college, and they kind of formed my sense of humor. And I always needed something to do to hang out with them, so I'm not just like some fucking fanboy. So I had a camera, and I would shoot them. I would do design for them. And then I started just kind of crashing parties, built a website called KirillWasir.com. It was like the biggest party site on the internet for like a year or two, like the hottest shit ever. I started touring, traveling with DJs, artists. And then obviously Instagram came around, so it's like a platform you have to be on. But all my parties are like, half naked sixes covered in champagne. And that's not really Instagram friendly. So I'd get deleted a lot. And then I just gave up. And then one day I was like, I'm going to give Instagram one more try. And I posted on Twitter, like, give me a name. And someone's like, Slut Whisperer. I'm like, I like that. That's fucking good. And the crazy part about it is that name lasted 3-4 years. Like all my other accounts would get deleted quick, like with my name in it. And then I'm like, cool. The one that blew up to like almost 2 million followers is the one that no brand wants to work with. Like who wants, like, oh, we advertise with a slut whisperer. What is that? Right. So I'm the king of shooting myself in the foot. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just like everything that we kind of do is always just pushing boundaries. So we're kind of left alone on an island, right? Which is
like
probably a situation you're in. Right.
But it's not really misfits.
Yeah, which have no home on the internet.
Yeah.
Which is kind of nuts.
And it's crazy.
Because I'm much older than you guys. Like, I'm really a child of like the internet, the shittiest. Like, you just saw the internet come to life in front of me, and you're like, "What the fuck is it now?" Yeah.
So you've been banned off social media, but you've also, it says here, been banned in many cities.
Yeah. So, like, unlike most people on the internet, when like the internet, like Instagram was kind of like blowing up with all the meme accounts.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like the fuck Jerry's, the fat Jews, all these people kind of existed just on the internet. I also had like a real world job where I would go to throw parties and then run this crazy Instagram account. So I would also get banned in real life. Like they'd be like, this is disgusting. This is misogynistic. You're pouring champagne on women. Like
women that asked for it, correct?
They're buying fucking tickets. Like they're literally like,
run me through, because I was not old enough. I should have been at one of these parties. I feel like we would love one of these parties right now.
For sure.
You'd be like watching. There's no way you run up and be like, pour champagne on my tits. That's really reserved for
sounds like a Saturday night.
Girls of a different caliber.
As long as you don't get our hair wet.
I know. I was like, as long as it doesn't get in my hair, I'm down. Whatever.
Yeah.
Okay, so how did you start the whole champagne facials? Was that just?
It was out of boredom. I was at like, do you know brunch parties?
Yeah.
Okay.
No.
So a lot of people don't know like what a party brunch is usually. It's not like, oh, I went with my mom and had like 3 mimosas like on a Sunday. Like Lavo Brunch
Bottomless
is just like known for like you walk in and you're like, why is Tiesto DJing? Why are we shit-faced at 4 PM like buying bottles and I have confetti in my hair and like some girl next to me is throwing up in her omelet, right? Like that's a party brunch.
I can't do party brunches.
Those are the best.
Why?
Because
the West Coast doesn't do them
I get
good.
Sunday scaries really bad on Sundays, and like I feel like if I was blacked out at 4 PM on a Sunday scaries would hit me like a fucking train.
Oh no, you got to black out that you just sleep
like
through your Sunday
Monday
scaries.
morning.
Yeah, Monday you're like, fuck.
I can't do, and that's the other thing. We went to a day party this last weekend, and it just like, I don't know if day parties just hit differently because it's like not dark, obviously, and it's like you're more aware of your surroundings, and I don't know, it was just weird.
The people you're like, wow, everyone's ugly. Right? You're like, in a nightclub, you're like, oh, it's dark. You're like, oh, I'm having more fun than I should. And then, you see the photos the next day, you're like, who the fuck was that next to me?
Okay, so you're at brunch.
So I'm at brunch, and before like the party kicks off, right? Like people are still eating, and then there's like just some moment that like the DJ just drops that fucking shitty Euro house, and then like confetti goes off, and people bring bottles. But before that, everyone's just kind of like chilling, getting to know each other.
Is this in LA?
No, LA does not do party brunches well. Like it's New York.
New York
kind of like pioneered it. They've tried it everywhere else. It doesn't work. So if you're in New York, I highly recommend it if these places haven't gone out of business. But it was like everyone's drinking champagne, and I was like, I need some photos because like no one wants to look at photos of girls just eating, right? Like you look at all the other party photos, I was like, I gotta do something. So I would just like pour champagne in a girl's mouth, and somehow like a waiter knocked me, and it like all over her face. And I took the photo. I was like, hey, that's kind of like jizzy, but kind of like artsy. So I'm just going to kind of roll with it. And I just kept doing it all night.
The same girl, different girls.
It's just different girls.
girl's like,
That'd be
"Fuck."
weird. That girl's like, really? Like, you're waterboarding me at this point. And I had a pretty intense Twitter following at that time. And it was kind of wild to see it in action because, like, I would post, I made like a Tumblr called Champagne Facials. And I was like, this is where everything's going. And the next night I went out to a nightclub and, like, these two girls at the bar are like, is Curl going to pour champagne in my face? I'm like, bitch, this was literally 24 hours ago. I can't believe it's like, and then it kind of caught on. And that's kind of what helped my career too. I wasn't just like another party photographer. It was like, oh, I had my own shtick, right?
Yeah.
Like Aoki throws cakes, blah, blah, blah. You know, I'm like, I'm the guy that pours champagne on you and
girls are just like,
that's
yes.
that's honestly pretty sick though.
It is pretty sick.
I made my job way more awesome. Imagine I poured it on dicks. I'd have to pour like champagne on dicks the rest of my life. Thank God I hit a girl, right?
So so champagne, would you ever be scared that, like, you know how girls when they're out, like, it'll happen to me where girls will literally, like, they'll scream Julie Rose, they're like, show me your tits, but they're drunk and then they like completely regret it the next morning. Were you ever scared of having that moment where you're taking a girl's picture and she would like freak out on you the next day if she saw it?
I mean, I'm not a dick. Like 90% of the time, actually all percent of the time, being honest. Yeah, I would delete it. Like, cause I don't want to ruin someone's life. Like the whole point is like taking photos of people having a good time. Yeah. Like if you don't want your tits on the internet, and it was a pretty big.
Were you posting full on tits on the internet, like Twitter? I feel like Twitter's the most.
Well, I had a website, and so you could see everything. Like everything I saw
was free.
Yeah. Well, I learned that like there's used to be these party sites and they'd make you put in your email and all this garbage. And you're like, I don't want to be part of some fucking list of you promoting some crazy bowling night. So like, I was like, let me keep this whole shit open because that's just going to want people to look at it more. Yeah. And so I just kind of kept it free. And it was like, I had a day job at the time too.
What were you doing?
Graphic design and comedy club. So at night I just kind of ran around and was an idiot and no one could buy me.
Yeah.
Right. Like I was just like, I'm going to set my own rules with what I want to do with this. And it just ended up with girls covered champagne.
I feel like you were kind of the start of like, obviously there's been a lot of viral things, but would you say like that was like the start of your virality was like the champagne facials?
Like
you going viral?
Like on the internet or me spreading STDs through like the country? Because trust me, like people are like, Kirill, are you going to do parties again? I'm like, I'm literally a super spreader event. Like every single one.
Bad?
I mean,
Run me
it
through.
was disgusting.
I want to hear about the craziest party that you have ever thrown.
Yo, this is a good one because I can I can talk about this now.
Yes.
It's
and
like,
this isn't like, you know when something like scary happens in your life and you're like, in 2 years there's going to be a great story. Yes. But right now this is probably the scariest thing in my life.
Yes.
Yeah. So
now we can tell it.
Okay, here we go. This is a good one. And you guys might have heard about it. Okay. So I used to do this party in Hoboken, New Jersey, and it was awesome. It was like 15 minutes from my house. I lived in Manhattan. You go right across the river, and it was just like they paid the best. It was hot Jersey girls, and it was just a shit show. Let me do whatever I wanted.
Shit show.
There you go. So I show up to this party like any other time. I would do this twice a month. It literally paid for my entire life just doing those two parties.
You would charge?
Oh, yeah.
No? Yeah.
You think I show for free?
Well, I don't know. Your site was for free.
I'm a Jew. Okay. So look, the site is free to everyone, but at the end of the day, you'd book me to shoot your club because then I would post the photos and it's like you're buying ad space essentially, right? So the club owners were buying and the consumer was just taking it all for free.
So how much would you have to pay to go to one of your parties?
I mean, I tried to make them free.
Yeah.
How much would the club pay me?
No, but like, so girls I could just go to one of the parties.
I mean, look, if you were like, Kirill, can I come to your party? I don't think anyone's going to charge you to get in, right? Like they let in like just fucking mutants.
Just making sure, okay? I'm like, I know the person.
So I'm doing this party in Hoboken. It's like any other party, but I remember these details, which is kind of nuts. So this dude rolls up and he just like the alpha handshake. He's just like, bro, big fan. Oh, this is my wife. We drove here from Philly. So excited. I'm like, this guy is already like, this is 9:30 p.m. I'm like,
he's hyped.
I'm like, dude, this party goes till 3 a.m. Like, you are way too fucked up for this. They keep coming and going, but he's so big and yoked. I'm kind of scared of him a little bit too, because security's just never always around when you need him to be. So I'm like, oh, if you ever want to drink, like, grab something like scary man. So like the party's like picks up. it's like, you know, and then it's time for me to do my shtick, my show, like the fucking 30 minutes of spraying champagne on girls, you know, everyone climbs on the bar. I want it. It's like Mardi Gras.
I love it. It sounds so fun.
Have you ever been to Mardi Gras?
Yeah, I'm from New Orleans. Like, not
Yeah,
from
see?
New Orleans, but I would travel all the way. My
knew
grandma lives down there. Yeah, I love New Orleans. That's why I'm like, I was literally came out of the womb flashing my tits.
I mean, we all did, but sure.
Me too.
Came out
Let me
on a
have
shirt.
my moment.
Okay, I'm sorry. So this guy, I'm standing on the bar, and I'm like, just
What time is it?
12:30.
Okay.
1 maybe. I'm standing on the bar, packed. It's just like a fucking sports bar that's just a club, and all of a sudden I see this woman climb on top, his wife,
Of the bar.
on the bar. It's an L-shaped bar like this. I'm standing on the short part of the L. The bar goes all the way down through the whole club. She's in between my legs. I'm standing like this. She's laying right here, and he's standing next to her. And I'm like, cool, I'll pour champagne on this guy's wife. She wants it. He wants it. This is awesome. I can talk about it later. Be like, oh, this guy came through. I poured champagne on his wife. Easy clickbait content. I start pouring. She opens her legs, and he starts fingering her in front of the, like, aggressively. Like, it's like he's trying to, like, literally, like imagine, like you're trying to unclog a toilet. Like, he's just like crazy. The craziest part is, like, anytime I do my thing is, like, everyone's phones are out already, right? Because everyone wants to be like, look, I went to a Slut Whisper party on my Snapchat. Like,
Everyone's like,
yeah, like 900 Indian guys are just like, ah.
save, delete. Maybe we'll get some.
All of a sudden, like, all these videos start going out on the internet, like birds, like POV, like some dude at the bar drinking a vodka soda. All of a sudden, it's just like, what the hell is happening in front of me? And so all this shit starts going out. Like,
What is your face like? Do you keep
there's
pouring?
footage. There's a footage of me. I'm standing in the bar and I'm literally like, what? And I'm just watching this whole thing go down, and I'm like, they're married. Like, I don't know what I should be doing. I'm not secure. Like, this guy was ready to punch me because he loved me. Like, he's gonna murder me if I try to separate him from his wife during their act of love.
And she was about it. She was like, full on.
They were so full on. Just it was.
Live it.
If
How
no
long
one
did it
was there,
last?
it would have been a beautiful moment. Like, if they were alone in that bar, it would have been like very.
How
The Notebook.
long did the fingering last? Did it get?
It guy was slow motion to me. Like, you know, like you're just like,
You're like 1, 2,
yeah,
3,
like
4,
it was
5.
brutal. So I don't even remember what happened. Like, I think the security pulled him off the bar. I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, first of all, it's kind of hilarious that this happened, because I'm like, nothing's come out really. And then the next day I wake up and I'm like, fuck. And the article is like, sexual assault at Hoboken nightclub. And I'm like, this is the last thing I need for my, like, I'm like, that's it. Every gig's canceled. Like, everyone's going to, like, because it was a pretty big deal. It was like, it was starting to spread on the.
How did they spin it to be like a sexual assault story?
Well, because if you're watching someone else's random footage, you just see a woman being fingered by a guy, right? You're not like, oh, they're no one's like, oh, here's their entire fucking like Carfax report for their life, like they're married, da 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 da. They came together, like this is consensual. Like, no, all it is sexual assault at Hoboken nightclub, and then like a couple blurbs about me, and I'm like, oh, this is it.
Fuck.
My career's over. My manager calls me. He's like, listen, all the Jersey dates are canceled. I'm like,
oh fuck.
I'm like, that's it. This is it. This is the end of the last thing I need, like a guy who pours champagne on naked girls to have like a sexual assault article.
Yeah.
Thank God. But I was just sitting quietly because I'm like, I know the whole story. So like, let's hope the whole story comes out. And then slowly, like, Dylan Francis like posted about it, but like people were starting to joke about it. I'm like, oh, thank God. Okay.
Yeah.
Now it's becoming a little funnier. And then more articles are like, oh, he's a cop. Oh, this is what I forgot to tell you.
Oh.
As he's being dragged out of this nightclub, he yells, I'm a cop. And I'm like, thank the Lord, sweet baby Jesus, you yelled at. Because it instantly went from Kirill's a piece of shit at his parties, I can't believe they let this happen, to cop sexually assaults his wife. And I'm like, whew, like dodged a bullet, and like it all went away. But my mom freaked out because all the local like news stations, she's like, I'm driving home, why'd I hear your name on the news? They're like, sexual assault at local like Hoboken nightclub. I'm like, Kirill Bachowski. She's like, what? Yeah, not good. Like, have you ever had that where something you do permeates like your family life? Like
yeah, are you kidding? I flashed at the World Series. My dad literally was like, I was watching the World Series and he's like, I literally saw, you couldn't see my head. All you could see was my tits. And my dad was like, damn, that girl's got some pretty nice tits. And he later finds out this is his daughter.
Yeah, that's was he mad?
At first he was, but then like, what are you gonna do?
He was mad after he found out it was you.
He's like, I got done cranking it out, and I'm like, oh my god, oh my god, that's crazy.
Yeah, no, so I can totally relate to like families being affected by my poor life choice. Well, it wasn't poor life choices, just my life choices.
Was that your like coming out moment? The World Series, like what was like the big?
I mean, that was definitely like a really big moment. No, there was one moment where at Six Flags, I had gotten at like the top of like the biggest roller coaster, and I had taken off my top and I had held it in my hand, and I made it seem as if I lost my top. I had another top, like it wasn't a big deal. It was like a whole like stunt that I had pulled, but people were literally saying, "Oh, you're at Six Flags, a family establishment. You should be a registered sex offender." Like, was so bad. Like, I deleted Twitter for like a week because I was the amount of hate I was getting of like, you should be a registered sex offender. Like, there are kids around, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, dude, I was literally on front row on the tallest roller coaster in Six Flags, had another top that I put on by the time I got to the end. Like, a lot of planning went into it. It was even funnier because I got home and I had gotten one of those like fast passes, right? And all of a sudden I see Six Flags is calling my phone. And I was like, oh my God, how do they fucking know it's me? Whatever I answer. And they're like,
Six Flags stored in your phone?
No, it pops up like when.
It's like, oh my God.
No, it like pops up like whenever they call.
Honey, who is that? Six Flags? Sure
it's like,
it is.
No, it's the caller ID. And I'm like, hello. And they're like, we just want to make sure you returned your fast pass. I was like, oh yeah, I definitely did. But it was just like, it had gone viral and it was cool. But that was one of the things I got like the most hate for sure.
Yeah, I could see that. Those are wild moments because it's like, I think about it, I'm like, that would really jumpstart my career, just running pants down through like a sporting event. But I'm like, yeah, instantly sex offender. No one's gonna be like, yeah, let me follow that guy. Right?
Well, tits is different than dick. I feel like tits is like showing your ass.
I know. I agree. I 100% agree with you. Dick
because
is worse.
That's the thing that people like will argue. They'll be like, that's like me pulling out my dick. And it's like, I don't think that tits are equivalent
Everyone
to
loves
dick.
tits. Tits are universally loved.
Yeah, babies love tits. Old people love tits.
And that's
Everybody
the other.
loves
That's
tits.
the other thing is that people are like, "There's kids," and I'm like, I don't. I mean, me personally, I don't
suck on tits.
Right, like your dad's. Do you think if my dad was watching, be like, Krill, I thought it's a nice dick? No, like if I did it, like no one wants to look at dicks. Nobody. Like no guy's like, you know what really needs to stop? Unsolicited boob pics. Like it just doesn't happen.
Yeah.
I don't know. Boobs are great.
Boobs are
it's
great.
crazy. And literally what's the weirdest thing is that babies will suck on tits, but then when babies are sucking on tits, that's when older people are like, what the hell? Tits. What?
Well, they think I'm like, kids don't sexualize tits.
Yeah.
Your husband maybe sexualizes my tits, but your
when
kid
you're
doesn't.
young, like little
Yeah, if
girls
anyone
run around
sees a
talking
woman breastfeeding, is like, oh yeah, that's hot. You're like, that's a that guy problem, not a you problem.
So okay, what is it like? Did you ever date when you were like in this whole like party state? Yeah, you dated.
Yeah, I was a
What?
piece of shit. I would admit to it.
What do you mean? Can you classify piece of shit? Give us
look, you guys are hot. I had to spend my entire life developing a personality to try to like get laid, right?
Are you saying we don't have personalities?
I'm not saying you don't
I
have personalities.
Two really big personalities.
I'm saying there's nothing I can do to like, I just got to be able to talk. Yeah. That's it. I'm just a talker. So like anytime girls gave me attention, like especially anyone would be lying to you if they're like, yo, is 1.7 million followers go to your head? Of course it does to everyone. Like
honest.
Yeah, people give you free shit. Like everyone wants to hang out with you. Yeah. Everybody wants to talk to you. Most girls want to fuck you. Yeah. Like it's just one of those things. And I was drunk and like at parties and you just do dumb shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was a pile of shit, but I'm a lazy pile of shit because I would never have sex. I would only get blowjobs. I just don't want to do any work. You want to fuck me, like that's done already. If you're
but you had girlfriends and you would just
yeah, I know.
Did you ever get caught?
Did I get caught?
Yeah,
I got caught, but I'm like, I'd find a way to line my way out of it.
Baby.
Yeah, I was.
Babe, I was so drunk.
It didn't mean anything.
It didn't.
Babe, it was just the tip. Like she's like, all you have is the tip.
All we did was kiss. I swear, it's all we did was kiss. Not even make out.
Yeah. What's more intimate, kissing or getting a blowjob? If you had a boyfriend who cheated on you, would you rather do? Because a blowjob, you do no work. You do no work. I could be unconscious and a girl could blow me. Yeah, I can't make out with anyone unconscious. Like a kiss is so much more intimate.
Wow.
What would you rather be like? All right, he was like, okay, this girl. It's more of her, right? Like honestly, it's more on the girl.
It's more on the girl.
You knew I had a girlfriend, bitch.
Fucking blowjob.
You knew I had a girlfriend. I have 1.7 million
That's a
followers, and
good
she's on the
question.
internet with me daily.
That's a good
What
question.
would you rather?
No, but then you think about like the whole like, oh yeah, that feels so
Yeah.
good. And then you're
Like
like
you don't come from kissing.
Yeah.
I have.
But then
Who
the thing
hasn't?
is,
Guys suck, dude. Can you imagine just being like, oh my God, I might come from just kissing?
I wish.
Like, it literally takes an hour of like pure focus
Dude,
and meditation.
I grew up before the internet. I used to jerk off to like the Sears catalog.
wait,
Like,
wait,
yeah, exactly. You're like,
Victoria's
what's a
Secret?
Sears?
I know what a Sears
Oh
is.
my
It's
God.
when you cook your steak well done.
I hate you both so much right now.
Oh my God, no, I know Sears. Are you kidding? In the mall? I used to park at Sears.
Yeah.
I'd park at Sears and make my
Yeah,
way to
yeah. Guys
Victoria's
can
Secret.
jerk off to like a toenail, yeah. We can come to making
Yeah, it
out.
sucks.
I'm not saying no, but it sucks
Okay,
for you
answer
guys.
the
not for us.
question. Make out or blowjob? Your boyfriend cheats on you.
Okay, but what's crazy is
Answer
blowjobs.
the
You know, yeah,
question.
you're kind of beating around the
and
bush
then
here.
wait, but the make out, it's like then they want a blowjob. So it's like
Yeah, a make
you know
out
what?
usually leads to this.
Get a drunk blowjob. Have fun.
You would rather him get a blowjob?
No make out.
Actually, you know what? Get a blowjob. That saves
Yeah,
me
get
the
a
job from
blowjob.
when you get home.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Get your
Get a
blowjob.
blowjob, asshole.
Assholes
Exactly.
live forever.
Yeah.
So you dated, you were a piece of shit, a lazy piece
Yes,
of shit.
yes.
You would just get head.
Yeah.
How long was like your longest relationship during all this?
I mean, I'm not doing it actively. Obviously, the pandemic, but I'm
Yeah.
gonna go back to partying. But my current relationship is the longest one.
So you are gonna go back. You're gonna.
Yeah, I mean, look, dude, I'm kind of like my 15 minutes of fame are up.
Yeah.
So now I'm
You
just
need-
kind of like I gotta go out there and kind of
What-
remind these kids
Who's
who the
boss?
fuck I am, right? Like I've been deleted twice since the pandemic. So yeah,
Why do you? What are you posting? Still the same stuff that's just
I
getting
just
you.
make fun of people. Like it's like you can't even do anything.
You can't do
You
anything.
can't. Everything's bullying. You're like, really?
I know.
Really? I bullied myself. I posted something with my girlfriend and making fun of her, and it got deleted. And I'm like, I hate my life. Like I can't even make fun of my
did you
girlfriend on the
post
internet.
What'd you post?
I don't remember. I just call her fat or like hairy or some shit compared to like a little Greek monkey or something like. Yeah, and they're like, that's not okay. I don't know.
How long have you been dating your girlfriend now?
Since 2017.
Oh wow.
4 years.
Are y'all
Yeah.
planning on having kids?
Dude, she's like 38 and we're going through this thing where she's like, I'm getting old. And I'm like, well, I'm not ready to have kids with you. I love her, but she...
I love when guys say this. It always starts with "I love her," but
No, I love her, but she is, for lack of a better term, a dummy. And I love her, and that's what makes her great. But like, there's no way we can reproduce.
how'd you guys meet?
I paid her.
Wait.
No, so she's in a band where like they do cover songs. It's like a dope 90s band in New York. And I was doing this adult sleepaway camp I would throw.
Oh my god, that sounds so fun.
Yeah.
Why did you?
Yeah, I want to go.
You guys should come one time. I've done one of these kind of podcasts 2 years ago with Slut Whisperer, and we did like the Logan Paul one. And he's like, after like, I want to come to a party. And everyone's like, yeah. I'm like, you are surrounded by morons. Do not go to my parties. You're going to get canceled so fast. Like, no. I love you. It'd be awesome to have you there. It would
Who's
probably be
Logan
great
Paul?
for my career. But
By the
Yeah.
way, we actually beat Impulsive in the nominees. We won. What did we win, Bex? Tell them.
Wait, what did we win? Oh yeah, we won.
Tell
We
me more
won
about this
number one
birthday.
podcast
In the world.
in the entire world. Number
Sorry.
one podcast against Impulsive.
Yeah, we're number one.
Yeah.
should we do a shot
Yeah.
to that?
Yep. We actually
Yeah.
did. Can you believe that?
Can you believe it? Are you kidding? They said we are equivalent, if not better, to Impulsive. That what's his name said that? New York Times.
It's legit. I swear.
I don't make the rules. I just that's just what happened.
Okay.
Yeah.
So are you're planning on having just not?
So she's just like, I think I got to get my eggs frozen. I'm like, that's probably the best idea because just kind of push it off down the road. I'm not ready to have kids. I can't. I'm so responsible.
If you had a daughter and you saw her getting a champagne facial, would you be disappointed?
I don't care. None of that really bothers me.
We'll check back in a couple years.
Yeah.
If I have a daughter, at a couple of years, if she's getting champagne poured on her at 3, I might be disappointed.
Wait. Okay, so how did your wife you met? She's in. Did we already tell the story?
My girlfriend.
Girlfriend.
Let's not get crazy. Let's not get crazy.
Well, 5 years is a long time. Are you gonna
4.
propose?
You're. We're just gonna stop. So, how'd I meet her? So I booked her band for this fucking sleepaway camp, and so I'm like shit faced. She's like on stage. They're like, they do their thing, they leave. And then all of a sudden, I guess, this is her side of the story. Her friends are like, you're on Slut Whisperer's Instagram. And she's like, what the fuck is a slut whisperer? Because she's just like, she had a normal job. She never did. Yeah. She was just like a performer. And then she slid in my DMs on Snapchat. And I was just hungover.
She's like, take me off your fucking
Yeah, she's like, hey, thanks for booking us. I'm like, no problem. Do you want to like go day drink on a Sunday? And we went day drinking on a Sunday on like a 12-hour bender. And then we just started hanging out. And that's it.
I love that.
Yeah. I love that story.
Yeah,
Snaps. What's her name?
Estee.
Estee.
That's a sick fucking name. Are you kidding?
Where is she from?
Long Island.
Estee.
Yeah.
She has the accent.
We're like,
the accent
bring
is
your
so
girlfriend.
The accent should be great, but the accent doesn't make sense because you're from Long Island, right? Like, who's the fuck's handing out like accents in Long Island?
I think people.
It's like when strippers are like, I'm an exotic dancer. I'm like, you're not exotic. You're from New Jersey. Like, you're a stripper. Like, calm down. Like, it's like Estee. You're like, she's like, it's Estee Lauder. I'm like, yeah, that's from France, stupid. You're from Ronkonkoma, like in Long Island. Like, no one cares.
Have you ever given your girlfriend a champagne shower?
I don't think so.
What?
Yeah, I mean, like,
you should let your girlfriend give you a champagne shower.
Oh, I've gotten enough of them.
Yeah, but not from your girlfriend.
Oh, wait,
that's not gonna. I mean, if she wants to do it, she's not gonna. I don't think that really.
I have a good question. What is your choice of champagne to shower in?
Literally the shittiest champagne you can find.
Yeah, you're just dumping it.
Yeah. Dude, I'm not Diddy. Like, I'm showing up to a club. They're handing me champagne where, like, there's not even a cork. It's like the screw top.
It's the one from Left last night.
Okay, so it's Andre's for sure. Yeah, I'm just asking.
A lady that knows. Andre's too good for some of them. One time we threw bologna on girls.
Bologna?
Yeah, I was like, have you ever been in a town called Hamilton, Ontario?
No.
Yeah, don't go. Hamilton, Ontario is just a dump. And it's like the people there, and this says a lot if I'm saying it, they look like they're made out of spare parts. Like, everyone's just like, you're like, something's wrong with everyone. Right? So I was like, this is going to be silly. I need to have some fun, like, besides just champagne and like hours for the party. I'm like, someone brings me a pound of sliced bologna, they can get in for free. All of a sudden, like, the door guy texts me and he's like, hey, there's like 9 dudes here with like cold cuts. I'm like, let them in. I don't give a fuck. Let them in. Like, care less.
Let them in now.
And like, you know, like an hour later, there's just girls with bologna on their faces. I would like cut out the eye holes, you know, like you bite them out. And she's just, it honestly looks like she just had like her face ripped off. Yeah. But it's just bologna on her face.
Like, it looks like the
And they love it. Like, but that's naturally why I got hate, right? You see that out of context, you're like, I can't believe he's throwing bologna on girls. But you don't see like the girl afterwards being like, oh my God, thank you for the bologna. Like, this is like my dream come true. And you're like, yeah.
Thank you for the bologna.
Yeah. This girl wakes up with a rash.
Oh my, smelling like meat.
Meat and like shitty champagne.
And champagne.
Yeah. Ooh. Imagine being not good enough for Andre.
Oh my God. She's like, Andres. She's like, that is too fancy. She's like, I thought you were going to throw bologna on me. Yeah. Girl's like, bring in the fucking cold cuts.
Yeah, I'm going to have my rider. I have one of those fucking meat slicers.
What's is that the craziest thing you thought you would throw? Is like bologna?
I do milk at parties.
Oh.
So look, the whole point is I would do champagne, right? So like it built up a following of spraying champagne. But the problem with champagne is like every table over thinks they're me and then they start buying champagne and they start spraying it. And I'm like, well, that sucks.
Well, you have milk or bologna, bitch?
You don't. And that's why I have it. I kind of bring out anything messy because my whole point is like, I'm kind of a nightlife outsider. Yeah. Like, I don't really love nightclubs. I like going to them because I like getting drunk and all my friends happen to work there. Yeah. So, like, anytime I would do a party and I would do them at like nice clubs and then in shitty cities and shitty clubs. But even the nice clubs, they would have to suspend their door policy. So it was like, you know, you go to a club now, everyone's about exclusivity, right? The ropes, da. And I get that culture. I participated in it. But my parties, I'm like, yo, everybody gets in. So these kids for the first time are like, I get to go to Marquee, right? And then they're just like, oh my God, what did we just let in here, right? There's just like dildos flying, champagne, whipped cream. And you just go like, this is a party to me, because most of the times I go to Marquee and everyone's just standing on their phone and be like, oh, there's the DJ. It's a concert. Anyways, like, everyone's just kind of pretending to have a good time.
It's like you're bringing like old school house parties, like high school house parties to clubs.
Yeah. So I just didn't want to clean up. So I was just like, let's just bring it to someone else's place.
I love that.
Yeah, that's it.
I want to go to one.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, we'll put you guys in a cage above everyone. It'll just be like great.
Can we throw baloney?
You could do literally. You could throw napalm at these people. You give them flamethrowers.
I'm like spraying him with shout. I'm like, 15 minutes and then run through the wash. You dirty fucks.
I love it. Did you? Okay, so word on the street, and I say street, but I mean simply G. Said you went on tour with some pretty crazy people. Yeah.
Yeah.
Who was the craziest person you went on tour with?
I mean, I like all the tours I did were just kind of like, oh, this is going to help my career kind of shit.
Yeah.
And I just did it, because they were awesome people. But like, we did a tour one time, but this wasn't like about like anyone but like a few smaller DJs and me. And we lived on a tour bus for 30 days.
Holy fuck.
And we did 28 parties in 30 days. And it was
It's like every day.
awful. Like the first week, you're like, yeah, fuck yeah, we live on a tour bus. It's nonstop mayhem. The last week, if you bought a ticket to this thing, it was like literally like Weekend at Burn. Like everyone's just like, I'm like pouring champagne like half asleep. I'm like,
The girl's like, where's the baloney?
I'm like,
You're like, me too.
It was just, it's just really bad for your body. I don't know. Like the tour life with like big names never got crazy, because like at this point there's just so much PR involved, right?
Yeah.
Every photo gets approved. Everything's got to like so. My parties are kind of where I'm allowed to kind of
Do your own thing.
yeah.
Do you have any crazy ass tour stories with other celebrities that you could share with us that you haven't shared anywhere else?
Without getting these people me too, probably not.
Oh shit.
Yeah, no, I don't know. No, I mean,
I want to know something crazy. Give us something that
Like-
you didn't
like
give
shooting
Impulsive, because we are now the #1 podcast.
In the world. As of right now.
I mean, dude, besides a lady getting fingered on top of a bar at my party, I'm like,
What,
none of that happened at like a Tiesto concert, right? Like everyone's just like happy. I'm shooting like normal photos. Like
do you miss being on tour with all the COVID? Like,
I miss being on a tour bus. I don't miss flying. Like, because now I do parties kind of just like, oh, you have a gig here and a gig there and a gig, like you're just kind of like, like it's just kind of like, it's very lonely. But a tour bus, like you can go with all your friends and you just get shit-faced with your friends. And even if like the night sucks, you're like,
fun.
you at least have, you guys should do like a tour
we're
bus.
going to do the shit show on tour. Let's do the shit show on
We
tour.
just party with everyone.
Yeah. We'll do like a 30-minute podcast and then just fucking bring up random people.
Sounds like the worst idea. Do not bring random people onto your
Why?
bus. Just trust me. Rule number one,
Not
you
on
don't
the bus.
Oh, thank God.
No.
Onto our show.
Wait, give me the rules. Give me the rules. Of
Okay, you
being on
can't
tour.
poop on a bus. So I don't know how you
We
guys.
don't poop when we're women. Duh. We don't poop.
That's adorable.
Can I tell the story?
You poop? You got a good poop story?
I gotta go.
Have you ever
Wait,
pooped
which
your
one?
Can I
pants?
tell the story?
Which
We can
one?
cut it if you don't want.
Which one is it?
The one where I showed up at Becca was seeing this guy, and I showed up to where we're all supposed to meet, and we're supposed to meet at this apartment to like go out. Becca was like, bro, I have to poop so bad, but I can't poop, and I can't poop in the same building as him. We had to go to the gas station down the block. We literally come back and they're like, where were you guys? I was like, oh, we had to get something. She literally made me walk all the way down to a fucking random gas station so she could poop, because she couldn't even poop in the same vicinity as this guy.
Is it
I used to make fun of my friends. She used to go visit her boyfriend, now fiance, in New York. And when she would like go, she would go for like, let's say like a week or whatever. And then she would always cry before. She's like, I can't poop for a week.
You see the struggle we go through?
Dude, the worst is when the bathroom is next to the bedroom. Is that
yeah.
the
That's
worst?
the worst. Like
Yeah,
what?
there's
Okay,
no way,
what
but
should
I
we
don't
do?
use it
What
either
should
way.
what
I'm
should
always
people
like,
do though?
Just poop.
Wait. Okay,
No.
we might
We
have
know
to cut
you
this.
shit.
We might have to cut this.
Okay.
But when I had just graduated high school, my ex-boyfriend was in college, and I remember we were on this he was in a frat, and there was this whole frat retreat that they did where they had a party or whatever in Palm Springs, and we were staying there, and I peed, and the water in Palm Springs, it just circles, barely goes down or whatever. And I was after the 4th day, I was I need to go to the bathroom. I really need to go. So I literally went up to him and I was hey, can I get your keys really quick? I'm going to run to Ralph's and get more chaser. And he was oh, we have chaser here. And I was oh, but I like the limon, San Pellegrino, whatever. I made up something random. He's oh, no, Jeff has it, and I was give me the fucking keys. I need to go to Ralph's. And he was okay. And he gave me the keys. I literally ran into Ralph's. I was
Dude,
oh
you're
my
the person
God.
where you go to Ralph's and you're who the fuck exploded in this bathroom? It's just some random little hot girl who didn't want to poop at her guy's house. You're oh, is this some homeless person who's been eating nothing but McDonald's for a week? It's no, it's just this girl walks out and it's just wow.
I don't know what. There's those girls that literally
they didn't have it. So down.
You didn't even buy anything? You didn't buy anything?
pounds
No,
lighter.
I bought some.
Yeah, you
but
had
I
to. You
was
can't
just-
come back
obviously.
empty-handed.
I went back.
Why'd you go?
He was why'd you go? He's they had us, and I was just I don't know. I just wanted it cold. Whatever.
You're a good liar.
No, she's not. She's
Yeah, I
a
know.
terrible liar.
When I have to poop it hot.
It's scary though. I don't think I've ever been comfortable with a guy on that level ever.
Yeah.
What's your longest relationship?
3 years.
You didn't poop in front, not in front of him, behind a closed door without the water running. You're not oh my
I
God,
would
babe.
slam stuff.
Yeah, showers. It's just showers on.
You would slam every
Yeah,
time
I
you
would-
felt it coming. You're just
Yeah, I would
you're
literally slam the thing open.
they're what is she doing over there? Because we
hate
all
this.
know what's happening. They're this is the longest pee ever.
No, mine was more dumb.
Are they all the girls will come back and they'll be oh, there was such a long line for the bathroom.
I'm it's my apartment. Nobody's here but me and you. What are you talking about?
We should
No.
make.
Joe, how bad is the
stepped-
bathroom attendant, though, at nightclubs? That's the one job that needs to get rid of.
Wait, what?
We
well,
love her.
Dude, I don't need a guy standing there whose job is to literally smell farts for a living, and then I have to give him $20 for gum.
Okay, well, the
'cause I
girl
have
in
no-
the bathroom gets you fucking. She's
Yeah,
got
she
lip
has a
gloss,
brush,
hairspray,
everything.
mouthwash,
Listerine.
brushes your hair while you wash your
Does she
hands.
judge you when you come out pooping?
She fingers you while you poop.
Well,
Yeah.
Mine
She
happens
really
on the
does.
bar. Yours
And she
happens in
looks
the
you in
bathroom.
the eyes and she says, "These guys ain't worth shit, huh?"
I'm you're around shit all day, lady.
Some of the girls literally light incense in the bathroom. It's very nice.
Yeah, because you guys
Yeah.
stink it up. You think they're doing it? It
We
smells
can't
like
poop when
ass.
we get home.
You think? Do you know how? Yeah, it's crazy. But I had a story one time. There's a nightclub in New York where the bathrooms are all lit red, even where the little stalls.
That freaks me out.
And I'm sitting there
Nightmare.
pooping.
That happened to me
You know a
once.
good poop where your nose starts running, where you're yeah, it's a good fucking
No,
shit.
no,
you never had
I've
a
never had
good it's just it's like I was giving birth. It was a midnight in a nightclub. I'm in the stall, music's blaring. It's a perfect environment to poop. Red lights. I'm oh my God. I'm just
They think you're doing coke, but you're just shitting.
I come out. I'm covered in blood. I couldn't see the blood because the red lights. I just think my hands were wet. Oh, I have runny nose. This dude goes, my man, you need to slow it down. It's midnight. I'm oh my God. I'm no, I'm not doing cocaine. I was just pooping and my nose started running. He's yeah, sure. I'm go smell it.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so girls don't poop. End of story.
Yeah, girls really don't poop. And especially in a nightclub, what if you get your ass eaten?
Wait,
You're going to
When
get
you're
your ass eaten at the
Who
club?
knows? You can't poop at the club. Are
Yeah,
you
can.
kidding?
You just wipe good.
Yeah, but
Becca,
you don't
whose ass is
understand.
getting eaten at a club?
After
After the club.
Oh,
are you
after
kidding?
the club.
But
This is perfect. Assholes live forever because girls
maybe
don't
cut
poop.
this.
Don't cut this.
We're not cutting it. It's
Okay.
staying.
You've had your ass eaten after a night of
No, I think
hot,
she
sweaty
made ass.
dancing? Or you?
No, I'm just saying that when you go out, you get a little
Hypothetically
sweaty.
You don't want
Speaking-
swamp ass. I get what you're saying.
Yeah, so I'd rather have my ass and everything taste like your dish soap
That is true.
than just swamp
when girls go to
ass
the
from,
bathroom, they're
leaving at Hyde for 5
taking a
hours.
bath.
Why are you bathing in dish soap?
Because guys normally don't have normal soap.
Yeah, are you kidding? 5 in 1. They don't have
guys literally have shampoo, conditioner, body soap.
Shampoo is my favorite.
All in one. It's like
women. If you're out there and you need to
it's the same
just
skin
clean up
everywhere.
a little bit, use the shampoo. It's the best.
Yeah, shampoo.
It's literally the same skin everywhere. Why do I need?
It's hair.
Dish soap.
Nah,
I have a soap specifically for every part of my body.
I get it.
I don't know how
I don't
men
have hair,
men have
so
just
like-
literally like one bottle of just
5-in-1.
literally 5-in-1. We have like the 10-in-1 spray. And so
I like.
By the
Sometimes
time
I'm like,
you
oh my
smell
god, my
my
makeup.
balls-
My makeup has been on my.
By the time you smell my balls, it's too late. What my balls smell like already? Like you don't understand. Like you guys smell good because that's like how you attract.
So do you
like,
think you're saying guys don't care?
lady, there's things I've done with girls that look like worse than me and smelled worse than me. It doesn't matter.
What?
It's just life. Like you're just
It definitely matters.
no, it doesn't. It really
like
doesn't.
stressing.
You don't have. You don't have.
say that not everyone smells like Leila.
No guy's ever gonna be like,
29.
oh, that tastes gross. They're just gonna eat it. Like I've had bad meals before. Like, honey, this isn't fucking my first rodeo.
Oh my gosh.
But like, if he does it too quick, then you should probably like get the hint.
What do you mean?
Like if like
he goes down, he's like,
he's like, did you come yet? And you're like, no. And you're like, my nose is running again.
oh my god, I don't even know where to go from here. This was not on the lady
sorry.
girls pooping. Is not on my.
The notes are like, tell me about your family.
Porn stars in churches is on here.
Oh yeah.
Tell us about it. The porn stars in churches.
This is kind of like your Six Flags story. Do you know a porn star named Rachel Starr? I don't know if you guys do. Anyway, she's like from the era when porn stars were like porn stars, right? Like,
Yes.
like when you're like, oh my God, that lady's like an icon. Anyways, her and I became friends somehow through like a party, and she would be like, Kirill, I'm visiting a John or a guy I'm fucking in New York, and I'm staying for 3 days. You want to hang out? I'm like, dope. Let me go get my Polaroid camera. Let's just go shoot some photos around New York City. I'll literally get some content for my site. And we just start running around. I'm like, let's just do like you topless places.
Yeah.
And we kind of did a bunch of random shit outside. And then New York City's St. Patrick's Cathedral was like the most iconic place. We're like, dude, let's just go take it there. And we go inside. And this is the most nerve-wracking thing ever because it's a packed church.
Oh
and
my
we're
god,
like,
it's packed.
yeah. And I'm like, Rachel, you're going to take your tits out. You're going to pose like this. And I'm going to snap this thing. And we're done.
Oh my god, so
Dude,
legendary.
this took like 8 photos because she'd be like ready, but then her face is this way. I'm like, you got to worry about everything. Like everything has to be perfect before we get arrested.
Freaking out?
People are kind of like looking, but not really. Like we tried to hide behind like a pillar area and do it quick. So we get it. We get the photo and then security rolls up on us. And I'm like, oh boy, here we go. And they go to her. They're like,
Rachel Starr.
are you? And she's like, yeah. And they're like, oh, big fans. I'm like, okay, I could work with this. I'm like, could we see some shit we're not supposed to see? And they're like, yeah, no problem. And they take us on like private tour of the church where there's like the old confessionals.
Oh.
And they take us inside of one. And I'm like,
Take your tits out.
I'm like, I need a photo in here of her naked praying. And they're like, we can't do this. We'll lose our job. She goes, I'll suck both of your guys' dicks right now. Like Rachel's like a ride or die. Like you're like, let's go shoot a helicopter photo, but we need to get a helicopter. She's like, I'll blow the pilot. We'll get it done. And these guys were like, we can't. And I'm like, damn.
They didn't
Like,
do
can
it?
you imagine getting your dick sucked in like a confessional booth from like the 1800s?
Oh my god. So worth
Yeah.
losing your job.
So we got the Polaroid, and then we ran around to a bunch of stores. We went to a FAO Schwartz, you know, the famous one with the piano that like from the movie Big. I was like, this will be good here. And she's about to take it out, and I'm like, I think we might make the sex offender list. So we're like, yeah, we got to get out of here. Yeah, well, because I'm a neurotic Jew, so I freak out about that shit real fast.
Dude, that's legendary. I pulled my tits out in front of the White House. Apparently it's legal that they used to have like topless protests there, but that was even like, I was like, fuck, people are gonna be so pissed. It's like scary. So I give her,
Yeah.
I can't imagine in a church full, I'd be freaking out.
Yeah, I
Even
mean,
though, like God made my tits. Like
no, not really. Some
God's
some god with a fucking Jewish last name in Beverly Hills. made
no,
your
mine
tit.
are real.
Are yours real?
Yes.
You're lying.
I swear. My boobs are real. I
Okay.
swear. Wouldn't swear to God because
Why? He's not. He made those tits.
he did.
You won't swear to him. Are they really real?
Yeah, they're
Oh,
really
cool.
real. Are you impressed?
How old are you?
27.
Those look good for real tits for 27. I thought they were fake.
Yeah, they're amazing.
Wow, thanks, guys. Yeah, no, they're real.
Godzilla isn't real. Those are your mom's DNA.
It's my mom's. My
Your
mom has
good tits?
like F's. She just had to get a breast reduction because her boobs were
That
so big.
shouldn't be allowed.
I know.
Breast reduction should be illegal.
You should be able to like donate. You should be like
Yeah,
to
I'm
like
gonna get a
less
breast-
fortunate,
yeah,
like flat-chested women. There should be like a.
breast donation.
Yeah.
Like I'll give her half of my boobs.
That'd be great.
We should start it.
Yeah,
You guys should just suck out. Yeah. In New York City, I would have a gym membership, not for my body, but like for like 4 gyms, so I could poop anywhere in New York. Because you could just go and take shit. I'm not lying to you.
You had a pooping.
I should do that, dude.
Yeah, because I'm like I just like have bad stomach issues. So like anytime in New York, I'd be like, oh my god, I gotta poop so bad. Where am I gonna go?
The gym.
Gym membership.
Huh.
I'm going to the gym.
Yeah, I'm gonna go work
I'm
out.
so much skinnier.
Yeah.
I did see a video recently at your place of a girl with an anal jump rope.
Oh yeah, I saw that too. That was really cool.
Yeah, we're kind of innovating
I'm really good
butt
at jump rope.
technology.
I saw the taco holder too. Butt
Yeah.
plug taco holder. That's
Yeah.
pretty sick.
Yeah.
Taco Tuesdays.
Yeah, we're into like right now. Butt technology is kind of our forte. Yeah, we just like the brand's assholes live forever. After a while, like after having a bunch of naked chicks, you're like, all right, what else are we gonna do? Let's just start putting things in them, right? So we have all these butt plugs, and then we have this German 3D designer who I literally annoy, and I'm like, can you make me a taco holder that like we can shove?
That's
on a girl's
literally
butt?
his job.
Her job.
Or her job.
Oh, yeah.
So, that's even better.
Oh,
So
I'm
her
sorry.
job.
We're very woke at Assholes Live Forever.
Is it do you use lube or is it like silky?
Do I? I mean, I don't
Or
wear
is
them.
it
The
glass?
girls.
What is
Dude,
it made of?
we had it. Oh, the butt plug?
Yeah.
I don't know, silicone? Yeah. It's just a
Silicone, yeah.
standard
So you
butt
go
plug,
to
but
this
we just
girl
add the attachment.
and you're like, listen, here's the plans for this week's butt plug.
Yeah, like I'll just
What's
text
your favorite
random.
one?
You said
So-
I like tacos and I like ass.
Well, we kind of
What
like
can
to
we do?
we like to theme it, right? Cinco de Mayo, we're like, let's have a taco holder, right?
okay.
Like it's just like
What was the
maybe
jump
for
rope?
the jump rope is just like I was like, wait a second, we could just
God,
tie
that
a
would
rope to.
hurt.
Yeah, because it would yank on it a little bit every time it spins. Yeah. Almost feels like you got to poop every time. I'm not speaking from experience. This is secondhand information. But the thing it all started with is with anal ring toss. Is like we'd have this butt plug that has this pole attached to it, and then you put it in your butt, and people throw rings at it, and it's anal ring toss.
What do you win?
The person who's throwing it, I think
If you make it on the ring toss, what do you win?
you literally got to play anal ring toss.
No,
I think that's
true.
the prize.
That's true. That's true.
But I was telling you, the craziest thing that happened to us at this fucking house is this. Like you said, it's hard to kind of like bring up sometimes, like, hey, like you want to put things in your butt on camera?
Yeah.
Like we're gonna do some weird shit at this house. We had this girl. Was it Mackenzie? Yeah, Mackenzie Ann. Fucking, I love a hot girl that just like doesn't give a fuck like that. And she was just like down for anything. And so we ordered shipped because we're like, okay, let's do some champagne stuff maybe. Let's get some alcohol. We'll hang out. Let's see what happens. And the ship guy shows up. And I was like, go answer topless because we can kind of like film this. And she answers topless. And it's just like, whatever. We got our shit. Think nothing of it. Like 30 minutes later, this dude, the ship guy through the shipped fucking thing is like, hey, can you send me those videos? My friends are never going to believe me. I'm like, oh God, this is perfect. Cause I'm like, we are going to call this guy back. And Mackenzie, we got to let him pour champagne on you and play anal ring toss with you. We got to make this guy's day. It's just some random ship delivery guy. So I hit him. I'm like, will you come back? Da, 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 da. He's like, oh, I'm like running around, but let me see. I'll move some things around. I'm like, bro, like when is a lifetime opportunity here? He shows up in the shipped shirt, full ready to go. Like, yeah, okay. Boom, popped a bottle of champagne, sprayed her in the front yard. She couldn't get that ring toss in her ass. She put it in her mouth.
Oh.
And we played it ring toss that way. And then that's it. He left.
Oh no.
But he won't stop texting me.
Oh my god.
Oh, he's just like, he's all about
You're
it.
like sponsored.
He's like our
Swipe
guy.
up,
He's our guy, and he sends me the best text
Can we
messages.
have him on here?
I feel like you don't want me on here. You're just like, bring Estee. Honestly, just bring the ship guy. I don't care. Dude, look at this thing. I guess he got drunk, and I texted him, you get home safe, dude, because I'm a good guy. And he goes, bruh, I'm back to the grind. Money don't sleep. I'm not lying to you.
Let's
It's literally
link
right there.
and
Eric
build.
at Shipt.
I'm professional partier.
I've used that.
Dude, he sends me a message 2 months later. Can we do our shipped guy jumps in pool with model? LMAO. Hashtag shipped guy sack the model.
He's literally
I'm like,
brainstorming.
yeah, he's like sitting, he's like delivering Target groceries. He's like, I got it.
Oh my God.
This is
You
it.
made
I'm
his
gonna-
life.
Yeah, he's a great guy.
He's like, let's do shift guy,
Oh,
gets
so he
married,
can't-
has multiple kids, and lives a happy life. How funny would that be, huh, Kirill?
If he gets married, if he finds true love at our house.
Yes.
I mean, that's probably the
You could have
place.
a whole
Is
wedding.
there
It
no?
could be sponsored by Shipt.
No, they banned him from the house. Shipped, yeah. This isn't
Not
like
allowed to
Shipped
do
isn't
it.
like, wow, this is such a great wholesome story. Like our delivered, like Shipped's like, oh God, this is the cosign we've been looking for. Like some dude just
Does he
literally.
still work for Shipt?
Yeah, but he just can't deliver to us.
Oh,
Oh,
poor
but he'll
kid.
text me randomly, like,
You need anything?
like, oh, literally, like just like the homie, and he'll be like, hold on. He's like, yo, look at this shit. Shit blacklisted me off the address due to the incident, but it's all good. Do you need anything from Target? I'm like, we're not friends like that. He's like, yo, how's your mom? I'm like, what?
Oh my God. I love it.
You should make stuffed animals that say like, I won this playing anal ring toss.
Oh, that's actually a good idea.
Oh, we should just give it to like the 7 creeps that have pulled it off.
The ones that made it.
I won this. I like that.
In the
I want
privacy
this
of
thing.
your own home, would you do anal ring toss?
It depends.
I
who's-
understand you can't do it publicly.
Well, yeah.
I think. Maybe if you
I'm
get
just
kicked off
tossing
Instagram like
rings.
3 more times, you're like, Kirill, let me see that ring toss
It
thing.
depends on who's taught. Is it a guy and he's like into it? Like, I feel like if I was really into a guy and then he like, this would really turn me on, I'd be like,
Anal ring toss?
Yeah, like there's. I mean, you
He
have
loves
to
the
have.
fair or what?
Is
You
that
have
the-
to have a little bit of like dirt bagginess in you to have this in your butt, because not only you're like, you gotta love the guy. Like this dude's literally throwing things at your
I could-
head
I
and your
think of-
ass. Like there's nothing more demeaning. You're literally like
oh,
a
like
carnival.
being choked during sex isn't demeaning
You did not compare being choked.
to anal ring toss.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Apples, oranges. Is that the craziest thing you've made for a butt? Is the ring toss?
The ring toss is like the other stuff we make is just kind of for us.
Yeah.
Like no, you can't get the taco holder. Like this is all
that's the
very
one I
rare.
wanted.
Well, we'll make you one, but you know,
I'm trying to think of something cool that would be just like,
that you
so
can put in your
random.
butt that it can
Yeah.
hold things for you.
Yeah. Popcorn holder, like a bowl.
I mean, maybe just wear a butt plug since you have problems pooping. Like just plug it in.
All right, that's it. We're wrapping. All right, Krill, where can people find you? Let them know.
By the time this episode airs, I will have a new Instagram account. But for now, at Kirill again, Kirill again, and I'm just gonna plug Linda Feingold as well. That's the brand behind Assholes Live Forever, since they won't let you advertise with the brand Assholes Live Forever. So Linda
Perfect.
Feingold it is.
Linda, what is it?
Linda Feingold.
Linda Feingold. And then you still have your website up, yeah?
No.
No.
Everything is on lindafeingold.com.
Lindafeingold.com.
Like we had to take, basically, you did the same thing. You got to get a bunch of engineers involved, and we built our own kind of platform within a merch store. So you can buy really stupid shit, really funny shit, really
Anal
offensive
ring
shit,
toss.
all the Assholes Live Forever merch. But inside of there is all my Polaroids you can go look at, and all my daily stories where it's uncensored and it's like free to the public. As long as you buy merch, you get access, and you kind of get to see all the antics. And that's
There you
it.
go.
That's
there you
it.
go. Go check it out. And what do we remind them to do, Bex?
Like, comment, and subscribe.
That's right. Becca's gonna
Leave
go
a
poop.
5-star review. Are you kidding? You guys, how are we gonna even cut that?
You
There's
can't.
no
We're not
way.
getting it.
There's no way to cut the poop.
All
thing.
right. Bye, guys.
There's
See you next
absolutely
Thursday.
no way.